This demo is regarding the serverless architecture, and we are going to create a serverless architecture via Azure Functions. So we'll be using Microsoft Azure services for that, and Microsoft Azure provides Azure Functions, which is basically used to create serverless architecture. So in this demo, we are creating two containers in the storage, and we'll be using two Azure services for that. So one of them is Azure Storage Container, which provides the Microsoft Managed Cloud Service, and which is basically used to provide highly available and scalable database service. Second one is Azure Functions, which is used to provide the microservice serverless architecture. So like in this demo, we'll be creating two containers. In one of the containers, which is input container, we'll be uploading the image. Azure function will reduce the image to thumbnail, and it will store image to output container. So we'll go to the Chrome, and so we already have Microsoft Azure portal open, which is like the one portal is for like storage container, and we'll use another portal type for the function app. So we'll go ahead and create the storage account first. So we'll go ahead and let's say if I add another storage account, let's give the name of the account. I'll use the general purpose account. So storage account provides total three kinds of storage: blob storage, file storage, and other dynamic storage. And we'll be using the blob storage over here. Uh, and we'll use the resource group as the existing one, which is like the DevOps demo. And the location will be like Eastern US. So, and we'll go ahead and create the storage account. So it will take. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and create a function app. So we'll go to new, and we'll go to compute, and we'll go to function app. So since we are reducing the image size to thumbnail, we'll give, let's say, thumbnail app. It's free tile again, and we'll create the resource group will be again existing DevOps demo, and the location will be again Eastern US. Storage will be like existing, which is techTalk demo, and we'll create the Azure function app. So meanwhile, we can refresh over here and see that our techTalk demo is created. So we'll go ahead and create two containers inside it, as we have discussed in the previous word, which one of will be input container, another will be output container. So we'll go ahead and create the containers. First is input, which is, and we'll give access to container. So basically a function can access the container through that one, and we'll create a second container called output. Now we have both the containers created. So we'll go again to function app. By this time the app should have been created. So we'll go to function apps, and our thumbnail app is created. So we haven't defined any function yet. So we'll go ahead and click this add functions. So as you can see in the screen, we can see the scenarios over here in which we can create either webhook API or timer or data processing, and we can select a language out of C#, JavaScript, WebSharp, or Java. So in this demo, we are going to use Node.js, and we are going to create a custom function instead of a scenario. So we'll click on the custom function, and over here we'll be using the blob trigger, because whatever data we are storing is in the blob. So as soon as we enter certain upload certain file into the blob, it will be triggered, and this serverless function will run. So we'll go ahead and create the blob trigger one. So name of the function, let's say I'll edit the techTalk, and our storage account is the techTalk demo one, so which is basically Eastern US one. And so I'll go ahead and create this thing, and I'll save the initial code as it is. Now Microsoft Azure provide a better UI to integrate our serverless applications. So my trigger will be Azure Blob Storage, and I'll give output again as Azure Blob Storage. So I'll go ahead and select it. I'll use function as my return value. So let's $return is my function value, and my path will be output. And here, let's say I give the function name, and again the storage account connection is techTalk demo storage, and I'll save it. And again I'll go here and change it to input, because this is my input path, which is input container and any name, and I'll go ahead and save it. So now the thing is that we are storing the image when we are triggering the image inside serverless function, and the function does not directly know that okay, I'll be processing the image. So we'll go to advanced editor and enter like that my data type is binary. I'll save it, and I will again go to this index.js, and so we'll enter the code over here. So we are using third-party library called GIMP, just in order to show that how exactly third-party libraries are managed into serverless functions. So we'll go ahead and save this one. So we have successfully saved the function techTalk. Now we'll go ahead and install that particular third-party library called GIMP. So if I click on this particular thumbnail app, this showing that your function app is running, and in order to go to the particular configuration page, I'll enter SCM. So now we are in the configuration page. It's called Kudu services basically. So all Azure serverless functions are managed by Kudu services. Then we'll go to debug consoles and CMD. So this is basically the web server site of the Azure serverless function. So I'll go to site and I go to www root. So here we need to install the GIMP package. So there are basically two commands that we'll be using. First of all is npm init, which will create empty packet.json file, and then we'll add the dependency of GIMP into it. Now since the packet.json file is added, we'll add the dependency into it. So after the main, I'll add dependencies. Which is GIMP, and its latest version is 0.2.28. So I'll go ahead and save this file, and now I'll run npm install GIMP, which will basically save the third-party library GIMP into the npm, and we'll see that into npm modules. So now we can go to our thumbnail app again. So all the logs we can see over in this part. So if we upload any particular file into our input container, it will trigger the serverless function, which is thumbnail app, and it will generate the thumbnail image in the output blob. So let's say if I go ahead and upload a file, so as soon as I upload a file, it will start a trigger. Yeah, the function has been started. So all the function is doing is that it's taking the image in a blob format and resizing it to the thumbnail part. So like the size will be changed. So as you can see in the log, this image has been processed successfully and the function is completed. So we can go to the container part. So check the output. and we can see that the image has been generated. And if you want to check the image, we can download it, and you can see that it has been converted into thumbnail size. So thank you for watching the demo.